Yes, I am seriously playing Miraidon EX in 2025. In today's video, we're going to hop into the Arceus rank in Pokemon Trading Card Game Live with my new and improved Miraidon EX VMAX deck. I'm excited to show you guys the exact list in a second, but before we do, if you guys want to buy any Pokemon cards at all, check out the sponsor of this channel, comfyhobbies.com, and use code SNEAKERTALK to save 5% off. You also don't pay the taxes right now for another 2 weeks, and they have the best selection and competitive pricing in Canada available. So check them out, linked down below. I haven't played with Regielekis in quite some time, so it's definitely a little nostalgic for me. It reminded me a lot about the good times when I was farming Charizard with this deck. So first off, let's start off with the energy count. We got 14 lightning energies and 2 double turbo energies. The DTEs are very handy for powering up both Regieleki VMAX, Regieleki V, Iron Hands EX, and of course Luxray V. Next up, let's talk about the Pokemon, because the Pokemon are quite unique for this deck. Starting off with Raichu V, we want a really strong 1-hit KO option, and we get some help with the help of Regieleki VMAX, meaning we don't need to have 6 energies on board to hit that 330 number. We just need 5. Next up, we got Raikou V, one of our main attackers in this deck. I'm going to miss this card when it does rotate in April. It's just one of our go-to attackers because it's so strong, it has a fleet-footed ability, and it is very easy to set it up for attacking. Iron Hands EX for taking some bonus prize cards. Very, very helpful to, initiate that aggressive prize trade. On top of that, we don't run Future Booster Energy Capsule or Zapdos to increase the power numbers, but we do have Regieleki VMAX at 2 copies, and that's going to allow our Iron Hands to hit some even stronger numbers, meaning if we're going to 2-hit KO something, there's a good chance we can use Amp on that second hit, or you could potentially take 3 prizes very easily from something like a Pidgeot EX. Next up, we got the Regieleki V. I love this Pokemon for its attack, and Lightning Wall is a really strong defensive attack. But the one thing you're going to notice a lot right now in the current meta is there's a lot of Bidoos. This means that we can just 1-hit KO the Bidoos for 1 lightning energy with the switching bolt attack, and then we can leave in something in the active. It's like a hit and run style of attack, so we can disrupt their turn on the next turn. So we have a way to 1-hit KO Bidoof just by using 1 lightning energy. However, one thing I've been really enjoying, which you might have seen on my Instagram story, Sneaker Talk TCG, is I've been doing 1-hit KOs with the Luxray V. So of course the easier thing to do is, or that depends how the opening turn went for your first turn, but you can go Generator and attach 1 to use this first attack Fang Snipe to knock out the Bidoof, and then delete a trainer of your choice from your opponent's hand, which is usually going to be their supporter for the next turn, or an important card like Rare Candy, Ultra Ball, the list goes on. But with the help of our Regieleki VMAX, we only need to attach a single DTE. The Regieleki VMAX ability means Luxray V is now swinging for 40 into a Bidoof. You don't have to hit Generator for 1 anymore and attach. You can just attach a DTE, which you can easily get from like a Seal Stone or something like that. And your Luxrays are very, very aggressive, knocking out Bidoof and deleting a trainer. I was very, very tempted to include Bidoof into this deck because, we already run the Latias. So free retreating to the Bidoof and then attacking for item lock is a really strong, option we can do. So we might test around with that. I've also done 2-hit combos where we item lock them first with the Bidoof, and then we use the Rotom from Twilight Masquerade. And because their hand was item locked the previous turn, this Rotom will then go in and delete all their items and tools from their hand. So a very cool 2-hit combo you can do. We haven't really showed it on the channel yet. We'll show it later this month in February, not in January. Because we do have this hit and run style attack with Regieleki V, I decided let's do a Mimikyu as the Pokemon we can run away into, meaning they're going to have to use a non-rule box Pokemon. They're gonna have to use something weaker to attack our Mimikyu, which means we can then use that synergy by them giving us presentably a weaker health point Pokemon. Now we can use the Iron Hands to amp you very much. So there's some fun defensive aggressive play I have created for this deck with the hit and run abilities there, with the Iron Hands, and then just being able to be anti-Bidoof, because Bidoof is ruining a lot of people's days these days, and yeah, we're putting an end to those Bidoofs. Next up, we of course have Miraidon EX. Miraidon, one of the best cards in the game, getting to instantly summon 2 of your basic lightning Pokemon to the field. We're usually going to grab 1 Regieleki V and then whatever else we want to. It's really nice going first. I don't mind going first at all because we're going to get to set up our Regieleki Vs and then evolve them into the VMAX the next turn. But if we're going second, of course, there's a very good strong chance we will be able to knock them out with the Raikou V. Plan A is try and go for for the Iron Hands amp you very much turn 1. Plan B, which is way easier to pull off, is the attack with Raikou. And then plan C is, well, it depends on what deck you're playing against, but then we have the Luxray V attack in here as well. One thing to note, we also have Radiating Pulse, a very strong attack, which gets to paralyze your opponent's Pokemon. You can discard the DTE to paralyze your opponent's Pokemon, which is very, very handy since it says discard 2 energies. DTE counts as 2 energies. On to the supporters, 3 Iono, 4 Nest Ball, 1 Super Rod, 4 Arven, Electric Generator at 4, Collapsed Stadium. Very important stadium to have in this deck because you guys know VMAXs give up 3 prize cards. You don't want to give up 3 prize cards. It's a little painful. So we can always remove our 3 prize liability with the help of Collapsed Stadium. Or if they're choosing not to go for our Regieleki VMAXs, we can just use our Collapsed Stadium to remove something like a Squawkabilly from the board or something else that was weakened earlier. Another fun fact is if your opponent is going for your Regieleki VMAXs because they're, they see the 3 prize target, they're like, oh, yummy. But then that means they're leaving your threats on the board alive, which means you can just keep swinging with hands, keep swinging with Raikou, keep swinging with Miraidon even. So a lot of fun playing with these VMAXs. One thing you're going to notice is we do not have the iconic Magnemite and Magneton in this list because of the fact that we're scared of giving up 4 prizes very easily. And there's 2 reasons. That's the first one. Giving up the Magneton and then having our Regieleki VMAX knocked out, and then something like a 2 prizer gets knocked out, they just win with 3 Pokemon getting knocked out. So that was one of the reasons I decided not to include the Magnemite and Magneton. Now there is merit to include them because, energy acceleration is really good. Badoo is, of course, turning off Electric Generator, so we're able to accelerate energies that way. Another reason we got rid of it is because the bench space is very limited. We're not running Area 0, and so every bench space really matters. Then we also have 2 DTEs in here, and a lot of our Pokemon in our deck can take use from that DTE. We got 1 Force Seal Stone, really great for that early game consistency. You just slap it onto a Regieleki V or VMAX, and then you got Bravery Charm, we got Heavy Ball, we got Lost Vacuum, and we got Boss's Orders at 3 copies. 3 copies of Ultra Ball, and yes baby, we are back. You already know we got the Prime Catcher in here. This is an ace spec that I absolutely love. I love in this deck, especially because we have the ability to Fang Snipe and then have big damage, and Prime Catcher is just, that feels amazing. There's a lot of turns where you want to be able to just basically gust on demand, and because we have 4 Arvens, that means that's basically 4 Boss's Orders as well, 4 additional Boss's Orders. Secret Box is cool, but like we only have 1 Collapsed Stadium, so it doesn't really fit the build. So yeah, this is my old school evil Miraidon EX. I like to call this one Luxray VMAX. I'll do a more, I guess, in-depth breakdown later. I'll probably play this deck or something very similar to it at a Pokemon League challenge tomorrow. So stay tuned for that on the Twitter, on the Instagram. And it just feels so good to be back. I'm actually really happy right now I'm recording. I've been very depressed. So I'm just happy to be back filming videos. I will leave the exact 60 card deck list in the description down below if you want to copy and paste it. If you have any feedback, I will love your feedback. As you guys can see, we're at the Arceus rank. We hit this rank the other day. I mainly climbed the ladder with random decks. Gengar, Wugtrio, Meowscarada, baby. Oh, it's fun. Meowscarada is so much fun. We play it with Grand Tree. Let's hop into some games. Arceus rank. Here we go. All right, we're playing against Panda Love 84 that has 1 more point higher than us in terms of ELO. I really like this ELO ranking system that they do now. Once you're in Arceus rank, you're in Arceus rank, and then when you win, your points go up. When you lose, your points go down. The quality of games, from what I've been hearing, the qualities of games that you're going to get, especially later into the Arceus ladder, like at 1700, 1800, I believe the peak is like 2000, you are going to see the game quality really improve. And I believe there was like a stat that dropped on Twitter. Someone dropped it from the top 8. It was like 3 of the top 8 players have like a max elo, 2000 elo on PTCG Live. So right now, if you want to practice, playing PTCG Live is a really good way to get good. All right, looks like we're playing against a grass deck that took 5 mulligans. Whoa, we got some spice in here. Oh, unfair stamps. Okay. Unfair stamp and a lot of grass and a psychic. All right, this is going to be spicy. Let's see what we end up playing against. And of course, if you guys want to buy any Pokemon cards at all, check out the sponsor of the channel, comfyhobbies.com. And you guys can use code SneakerTalk to save 5% off. All right, let's take these 5 mulligans. I'll happily take that. Oh my goodness, we got a lot. Ooh, very cool. So we got this Teal Mask Ogre Pond deck with the EX and the basic one. So we all know what this does. This is the promo artwork. And oh, I love this artwork. This is beautiful artwork from Prismatic Evolutions. So sick. I love that. I'm actually a big fan of like this or just the other full art too, but really pops. That's really nice. And then what's this do? Teal Mask Ogerpon. All right, so we do know that we can amp it. It's 110 HP. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards, reveal them with your hand. The first attack's kind of crappy. Second attack is basically Raikou V. Oh, it's like the Zera Aura attack. Okay, so like the, yeah, you guys know the Zera Aura I'm talking about, right? If I say that, not the one we used to have in our Miraidon deck, but a different one. They got a Mimikyu as well, which could be a problem for us if they have a missed energy, because we don't play a way to knock it out. We have just Mew. All right, so let's start off with a good old-fashioned Miraidon. Grab out our boy, and then tandem units our board onto the field. We can't 1-8 KO this Teal Mask unless it's with Miraidon, because we don't run Zapdos. We can't hit that 210 number. So let's go ahead and grab a Regieleki V, and we'll grab let's grab our other Regieleki V while we're at it. We have a really strong hand here. I think there's a good chance we can KO this Teal Mask Ogerpon. So now that that's out of the way, we're going to go ahead and Ultra Ball, discarding 2 Lightning Energies. And oh no, we did prize our Latias, so we don't have a way to free retreat except for our skateboard. Is our Arven going to be able to grab skateboard? Yes, it is. All right. And so it looks like we're going to go for that play with the Arven with an E-Gen and a skateboard. So let's go ahead, and because we used Ultra Ball, we can go ahead and grab Mew. Mew is really strong. Free retreat pivot. Also, we just get to really draw some bonus cards when the time comes. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and play our Arven. We want to keep this Regieleki VMAX in our hand for the next turn, so no reason to get rid of it. So we'll grab the Rescue Board and an E-Gen. And then we can go Rescue Board onto the Raichu V. Oh, we do play Heavy Ball as well, by the way. So we could, we could always go Heavy Ball, grab the Latias out, but I did see the board here was available. I was testing Switch Card a little bit, I'll be honest with you, but just because we're going more all in on the Latias and Rescue Board, we don't have to get the Switch card. But I do like having different ways to free retreat, or retreat, essentially for free. Here we're going to go ahead and do a Electric Generator. Hit 1, 2. Hit 1's good. All we need to do is hit 1 on the other. If you really want to full send it, we could Seal Stone now and grab the other generator out just to thin out 1 more card. But I'm feeling like, this is one of those decks. This deck plays very similar to Regidrago V-Star. The longer we can hold on to our Seal Stone, the more powerful of a position we're going to be in for the later in the game. So we're not going to use it, and we did not get punished. So beautiful. We can go attach, retreat for free into Miraidon. And now here's a case where we have to worry about what are they going to do on their next turn. So if they're able to knock out a Miraidon at 220 HP, that's a threat. So you might want to go Seal Stone for Bravery Charm. I didn't prize check Bravery Charm, but in theory, let's pretend they do get 3 energies onto the board and they could attack. They would be swinging for 3, 6, 9, 12, and then 3, 6, 9. We're talking 210. So they would be 10 HP short regardless of... Okay, so we can go ahead and attach this to our Regieleki V without the Seal Stone. And I want to note one really nice thing is because Regieleki VMAX can one-shot a lot of basic EX Pokemon like Teal Mask Ogerpon, like Fezandipiti EX, like Petron EX, because the attack here is 220 damage. So our Regieleki V does become a very strong attacker. Another thing I want to mention that I forgot to mention earlier is Regieleki VMAX has free retreat. So it plays very strongly with Prime Catcher. So you could just retreat Prime Catcher and swing it to another basic EX. We do lose here if they can energy switch. I highly doubt they play energy switch. I didn't see any of the 5 mulligans that they did. But that's our only way to knock out our Miraidon, by getting a 4th energy onto this Teal Mask. So we do get punished if they do it, but it is what it is. We will have the return KO, I believe, nearly regardless, because we'll be able to Nest Ball for Fez, and then we got Mew for draw 2. But we do have to be mindful that this Mimikyu is only going to be able to get KO'd by our Mew. All right, so we get hit with the Iono, and the unfair snap isn't not as painful as it once was. We got our own Mimikyu here too. This is the best artwork for the Mimikyu, by the way. I don't know why my notes are so runny. It wasn't runny before. All right, so we got hit for that 210 like we calculated. And now all we need to do is not much, to be honest with you. So let's start off with a tandem unit just to check our deck. You know, I really enjoy the fact that tandem unit means we get a free deck search every time. So here we could grab a Raikou V, and we could go generator, attach, seal stone for Ultra Ball or Regieleki VMAX, and we have the guaranteed knockout on the Teal Mask Ogerpon. We're going to be presenting a full health new Pokemon. We could also go just generator, attach, and attack with Regieleki VMAX. That's another option we could do. I think that's the route we're going to go for this turn. So let's go ahead and try and set that play up. We'll go Arven for Egen Sealstone. We do have Ultra Ball in there too. So we're going to go ahead and actually thin out the Ultra Ball and the Regieleki VMAX by just Seal Stoning for the Ultra Ball here. Discard these two. Grab the VMAX. And now we have a couple options. Now we have a Raikou V with the Bravery Charm, or we have a Regieleki VMAX, which is basically has 2 Bravery Charms. It's insane. It's honestly insane. We haven't even used our Mew ability yet either. So we're going to use our whole hand and then draw 2 more additional cards. I like that. All right, so that failed horrendously. In this case, we're going to go and... Ooh, that was painful. That was painful. Let's go ahead and attach here, and go restart for 2. Oh, no, we got punished. We definitely got punished here. All right, let's go ahead and big yikes. So I believe the safer play would have just been grab another generator off of instead of grabbing the Ultra Ball for the Regieleki VMAX, grab a generator, just really lock in those attachments, and you just swing in with something. What else could be done? Honestly, I threw that entire turn, bro. What am I doing? I could have Seal Stone for Prime Catcher. Prime Catcher up. I'm through that. All right. You live and you learn. That was a horrible mistake to make. I easily could have just got the Prime Catcher and then did the run around and be up, but it's okay. You know, those kind of reckless misplays, we were kind of like overcooking. You know, I was trying to show you guys the 2 different attack lines we could have done from our benched Pokemon, and so that's on me. That's my fault for trying to get a little too creative. But sometimes, honestly, all you need is a Prime Catcher for game, or Prime Catcher to extend your lead so much that you have game, and then they just scoop it up. Make sure, you know, I'm not playing perfect. This is my first game of the day. I have not been playing at all for today for the most part, other than at breakfast. Okay, this is my first game of the recorded session. Bruh. All right, Grass Energy from the Teal Dance, and they're gonna hit for a lot, but I made sure to give him the Raichu V because we have free retreats with the help of our escape board. And ooh, the Crispin, I was not accounting for the Crispin. How much damage are they gonna do? 180? Yeah, they could do 180 max. Oh wait, if they haven't attached for turn, then they have knockout. I don't think they've attached. Yeah, so they do have knockout here, but that's fine. That's fine. That's no big deal. But like those, it's not even like a small misplay that I made. It was a very, very big misplay to make. So always be mindful. You know, make sure you're not giving your opponents openings that are gonna just like really help them out. All right, so here we can bring out the hands. We can go, we're definitely gonna knock him out with the Raikou V here. So let's go ahead and go Arven. We're out of tools too, which is a bit depressing. That's how it goes when you play certain decks. That's where research is always a really strong alternative as well. Very nice. Okay, so we can go 1, 2. And then I can just manually retreat into the Raikou. I can go attach for turn onto our Regieleki VMAX. We can Fleet Foot, but make sure you guys always restart before Fleet Foot because it's up to 3 from you, and Raikou is always a +1. But if your +1 blocks the up to 3, you're not getting the good old draws you want to see. Alright, so all we need is boss for game on this next turn. We have 2 bosses in hand. There's a good chance we get hit with an Iono. I honestly forget if we have Lumineon in our deck. I might have mentioned it, I might have not. I completely forget if we have Lumineon. I feel like we should have Lumineon in the deck. It's usually like a staple. Worst comes to worst, we do have 1 Arven in deck, which would give us Prime Catcher. And we have just guaranteed knockout with Regieleki VMAX. So we will see what they choose to do here, but it's looking like a pretty promising position at the moment for us. It's a lot of energies they have on board. I wonder if they're gonna attack with Mimikyu. I was debating actually putting an energy onto the Mew EX instead of the Regieleki VMAX, because we could take use of the DTE, and the DTE would be able to attack into the Mew. And now we also need oh, we have to sacrifice our hand here. Let's discard Ultra. Oh, no. Oh, you know, I'm fine with that. But yeah, we're able to attack into Cornerstone Mask, Ogerpon, and Mimikyus with our Mew. And we also have the Iron Hands to attack the Cornerstone because it has no ability as well. But even though we won, you always want to, you know, make sure you make note of the misplays you do make. Because there's probably, I want to say like a 90% chance you could have always played your game better. And so even if you win, you know, reflect on those silly misplays that could have cost you the game. But here we don't even have to do anything. Here we all we have to do is, well, we have 3 bosses in hand, which is ridiculous. We'll just round out for the knockout and pack it up right there. So a very interesting deck to see in the Arceus ranks. Of course, we're just at the cups. Cups? Did I say it right? Cups. We just entered Arceus rank last night, and so that is why we're going to see some very fun, unique, cool decks. And we're also going to see myself in some other future videos play games with like Gengar EX and Hydreigon EX, and I will be going to the dark side with Charizard. All right, let's get to our second game now for the video, and of this for this video with 1515 Arceus points. Arceus points, Elo points, is that what they're called? I don't even know what the term is. We're playing against It's Kuya. Hey, maybe he's Filipino. That's believe what you call, it's like a cousin, it's like an elder. It's kind of like that. Koya, I've been called Koya Christian a lot. I've had Koya Prince and like other, I've called many people Koya throughout my life, not realizing exactly what Koya means. I'm pretty sure it means cousin or like uncle almost. But there's Tito. There's Tito and there's Tita. Anyways, I'm Filipino. If you guys don't know, I'm half Filipino. All right, we're going second. We're going to show them our Raichu V. We're showing them the Raichu V because we want to be able to attack with our Raikou V from the bench by having a generator and then attach. And then Arven will also probably give us a skateboard so we can retreat our Raichu V out of the way. Or it could give us Prime Catcher if they're only able to go 1 Dreepy. There's a chance they get, there's a chance they gave us get a Rotom. But we're going 2 Dreepies right here. And this is a matchup you'll probably see more often than the last game. Dragapult EX has quickly risen to the top of a lot of players' tier list, and it's going to be very strong in post-rotation. Oh, that Nest Ball top deck is huge too. All right, let's kick things off with a good old Nest Ball. And we're going to grab our Squawkadoodle Zoo here. That's the first card we're always going to grab. We'll play our Arven. Arven grabs a Seal Stone, and Generator could also grab us. Honestly, it could grab us the Miraidon. So you could go Nest Ball here, and Nest Ball will get us Dawn. We thin out 2 more. I want to go with this. We can get the guaranteed. Fighting against this particular deck, like Dragapult, you really want to get that Ampy very much off. So we're gonna go ahead and do the Nest Ball instead, actually. And the Nest Ball will come in handy because it means we can grab our 1 Regieleki out as well at the same time. So we're gonna go and grab a Regieleki V. Oh, there's also a world where we go Luxray V and like delete their only Arven in their hand too, which is kind of toxic. I honestly really want to show you guys the power of Luxray a little bit. Let's do that. Let me just make sure. Do we have a way to retreat? We have, No, we do have... We could Seal Stone for Prime Catcher and get that Dreepy with the energy. I think that is a prime target. So let's drop that Luxray. Let's bring in... Second V? Yeah. Because the way I was thinking about it was, if we're not going to take a 2-prize knockout, let's just go for the big target there. And then we can actually go ahead and Collapsed. Because I'd rather just use it, discard a Miraidon while we can. And then we'll go ahead and attach to Raikou Squawkadoodle-Doo. Ooh, unfortunately, we were not able to get... We were unable to retreat. So that was a little painful. If they don't go straight Rare Candy Dragapult, we're in a good spot. We're in a really good spot if they don't get Dragapult up. Because then we're just going to chase down that Dreepy with the energy on it. One thing to note in this particular matchup, the Lost Vacuum in our deck is very, very critical to our success. If we can Lost Vacuum the Sparkling Crystal A-Spec off of them, it's a lot of value for us. Okay, now we're in a good spot. Now, this is making up for our horrible previous turn. We're gonna go ahead and go attach for turn. And we're gonna go Iono. We don't have to play Prime. If we don't have to Seal Stone for Prime Catcher, we don't have to. But we do. We're going to go ahead and evolve to that Regieleki there. We'll go Heavy Ball for funsies. Let's see our prizes. Okay, so yeah, that's where our board went. Our recovery is there as well. So our prizes are very strong. We have some really good prizes. And now we're going to go Star Alchemy for Prime Catcher. And I miss Prime Catcher so much, man. We've been playing Miraidon with Secret Box for quite some time now. It feels so refreshing to just be able to Prime Catcher and put yourself in such a strong position. We're going to Fleet-Footed here first before E-Gen. And now we're going to go play Electric Generator. Yes, because we want to start setting up our next attacker. We're going to set up our Regieleki VMAX. One other cool tidbit I want to mention for you guys is because Regieleki VMAX is so thick with 310 HP, it becomes a great Pokemon for us to stockpile our lightning energies onto it, so our Raichu V can get off its very strong attack with much more ease compared to putting our energies onto our other weaker Pokemon on the field. Because the chances of them one-hit KOing a 310 Pokemon are insanely low. And that just means that we're going to have these guaranteed energies available to discard later for 60 damage each with our Raichu V's Dynamic Spark attack, which could honestly be, you know, a big make or break attack at the end of the game. Usually in these matchups where we're playing against a stage 2 deck, such as Charizard or Dragapult EX or Gardevoir, we are often at times, or even our Chaladon EX in some cases, we're often at times needing to do that big 1-hit KO with Raichu V to close out the game. So always keep that in mind. We are definitely going to miss Raichu V a lot once rotation hits as well. We're going to host a funeral for all these cards that get rotated. I'll tell you that much. Another fun thing to note is because we're seeing a lot of, you know, bigger EX Pokemon. Like I've seen a lot of people play Jolteon, Flareon, all these EX Pokemon that have like less than 300 but like still 280 or less HP. It feels really good being able to go Raikou V or Miraidon with the bonus damage and swing into those Pokemon for knockout. Not needing to have to discard the energies with Raichu V. Because again, we don't have our Magneton in the deck. So the chances of us being able to recover energy very quickly is low. So we have to be very careful with our resource management, because we don't have Magneton to just cheese away some big knockouts. Right here, we're going to go and do our Regieleki V and a Lightning Rondo. Boom! There we go. What are we going to get? Super Rod. Okay. We also choose to play Super Rod in this deck over the Rescue Stretcher, which is another great recovery option. And that's because we have Regieleki VMAXs in the deck, along with a lot of one-off attackers. So there's a lot of times where you're going to want to super rod in multiple cards like a VMAX and a basic attacker and then like a lightning energy. Or if you're able to not have to discard Pokemon that are important earlier on in the game, super rod just means you bring back 3 lightning energies and your electric generators are going to cook. Like they are going to be almost a guaranteed 2, which feels really, really good. And you really need these generators to cook in our list because, again, our generators are only form of energy acceleration. So you just have to be very mindful about your Super Rod. Super Rod is one of the best cards in the deck. You almost want to put 2 in, but then, you know, you're basically having more insurance. And that means you're going to be able to be less aggressive by having too many Super Rods. So yeah, I think Super Rod at 1 is the correct count. There is the giant Dragapult EX we're going to have to now worry about. But while you look at that, if we have a boss's orders, we just get to swing into this Dragapult for some big numbers here. Unfortunately, we don't have a generator that we can play because this Bidoof is in the way. But what we can do is a thing that I thought about right before we decided to, whatchamacallit. Last turn I thought about Lightning Wall. What if they get a Dragapult EX? Well, now we will be able to do some fun shenanigans with the help of our Regieleki V. So here we're going to get the knockout, but on top of that, we will actually be able to wall off 100 damage from this Dragapult EX. So that means it's only going to hit us for 100 in the active, or 30 if they, yeah, what is it? I'd subtract 100 damage. So they have to have a psychic energy to do damage. And if they do damage, it's going to be half the amount. Ooh, big grab. Raiden Alakazam. If they're smart, they might move 1 damage counter over to this Regieleki V, so they could then 2-shot it with the Phantom Dive attack. But we're in a really good spot here. I wish we had Iron Hands available to take 2 bonus prizes. But there's a good chance... Let's see what we get. Yeah, I was going to say, there's a good chance we get hit by an Iono here. And all we need to do is an attach and a generator for 1. And our Raichu V can cook. Ooh, no luck there with getting us something useful. But on the bright side, next turn, it might have to be... Oh, we're going to get a hit with the counter catcher play. All right, so they're going to gun down our Dragapult. And so now we can grab our Mewx or Fezandipiti. And that's going to allow us to draw 3 big cards. And if we're able to get a energy attachment and a lightning energy, I believe we would have game for 330 damage with Raichu V onto this Dragapult EX. So our Collapsed Stadium is low-key hurting us a little bit because I wouldn't mind having 2 spots available, one for Mew, one for whatchamacallit, for Fez. But we're not going to be able to get that for this particular game. But because we don't have any single prize Pokemon for them to knock out, they're going to have to go 2-3-2. So they're going to have to knock out the Regieleki VMAX and Squawk on this next turn. Very unlikely. All right, we got the free retreat pivot with the Regieleki VMAX. But you also have to keep in mind that if we get something like an electric generator, well, we're in a good spot anyways. But then we just can't use the generator to the Regieleki VMAX. All right, let's just do this play. Let's do this play. We'll go Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is going to get us our Fez or Mew. We got the Mew by default, so that's kind of a little bit bad, honestly. We kind of want the Fez more than the Mew. Yeah, I really wanted the Fez here, because we drew the Mew, we can't Ultra Ball, and yeah, we're gonna have to sacrifice these 2 cards here, grab the Fez that way. Also, we don't have Lumineon in the deck. Okay, so yeah, if we have Lumineon in the deck, that Lumineon's definitely a card worth including. I'll tell you that much. All right, so let's get Fez out. Fez for 3, and a big 3 is what we need right here. Ooh, all right, so we got the generator, an Arven, and an Iono. Okay, we have 2 more generators in deck. We just have game if we hit generator twice out of 2 generators. I don't think it's worth playing Iono. I think our odds of hitting the energies are better if we just do them from the generator. So let's go Arven for Jenny and Rescue Board. So sick, we got to thin out 2 additional cards, or 2 cards. And now we can go this onto Fez. And these are big generators. We win if we hit 2 energies in total. So here we go. Let's see if we can do the big 1-hit KO. There's 1 energy. We got the 1. Can we get the second one for game? And Yes, we did it. And we did it with style. We got bonus energy as well. So, close call. But every game against a Dragapult EX deck is usually going to be a pretty close game. And you always want to be able to take first away from Dragapult. I hate giving them instant charge. We did go second, though. But it all worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end. Very happy about that. And now we're 2-0 with Luxray VMAX. I would even bring out the Luxray EX for this particular game, but you know, I'm glad we were able to clinch that in the end. These Arceus games are fun, definitely a lot more challenging and closer games than what we've seen, or what I've seen personally, climbing the ladder into Arceus rank. I've seen so many Charizard Arcanine EX decks, it's insane. So I'm glad to see we're actually like playing against the meta stuff. Basically, once you hit Arceus League, you're going to be playing against a lot of meta stuff. So it's really great for testing. All right, we're playing against Gavantra, and they are 1500 on the dot, which is the exact points you get for getting into Arceus rank. So last night when I hit Arceus rank, I actually lost my first game, so I went down a game, and so that's why today when I won a game, it would put me over that 1500. All right, so let's go first here. Let's go first, see how this goes for us. And I think we will make this also, it might be the last game for the video. So 3 games of gameplay for you guys for this video. If this is quick, we'll throw in a second one. Or a fourth, you could say, a fourth. But we're doing this one right here. And of course, I'll leave timestamps. I always leave timestamps below in the description and stuff like that. So if you're like me and you watch a lot of long form content like podcast, I gotta give a huge shout out to the financial audit, Caleb Hammer, my favorite YouTuber. I watch a lot of his videos, a lot of other channels out there where you just watch like sometimes halfway into the video, then you can just come back and watch the rest. So let's always grab our Miraidon. So if you guys want to watch one gameplay here, there, one gameplay here, one gameplay there, that way you're able to actually, ooh, there we go. That way you can watch all the games just over the course of the week. So we're going to go attach, we'll go Seal Stone here, and we're going to go and pass. Very strong turn 1. Getting that DTE attachment is huge, especially against this deck, which has a lot of single prize Pokemon. And we're probably going to get item locked right away. So not something I'm looking forward to. But at least we would be able to Seal Stone, and we could get Seal Stone for Latias, and then Latias can give us free retreat pivot, so we can free retreat into Regieleki V and then just attack with the first attack for knockout on this Bidoof that I'm sure they're going to give us. Yeah. So this is one thing. Oh, Gift Energy is a very cool card. But yeah, one thing I gotta say is it feels really good to have a guaranteed free knockout against Pokemon like Bidoof. And all right, so first off, let's bring in the backup here. Oh, we could go Lux. Oh, we don't have we prized our Luxray. No. All right, well, it's all good. We prized our Luxray. I'm not too torn up about it. We'll go Arven here because we need our free retreats. We'll let him know we have the generator in hand, so we can play it, but we do have the Jenny. And then we can go attach to Regieleki, manual retreat there. We didn't have to use our Seal Stone yet. And now, Regieleki is hitting for even stronger numbers as well. And we're just going to give them the Fez. So their deck is, if you guys have ever played Yu-Gi-Oh!, the deck that they're playing is kind of like a burn style deck, if you guys are familiar with that terminology, where they basically will chip away at our Pokemon overall as a unit turn after turn. So when Frostlass gets evolved from the Snorunt, any Pokemon that has an ability on the field, I believe takes 1 or 2 damage counters each time someone ends in between turns. So here's the Frostlass, there's a second Frostlass, so it can stack up really quickly. And then what you're going to want to try and do is use certain Pokemon that can attack multiple at once and do like a big board wipe. So they're taking multiple knockouts and multiple prizes at the same time. However, they probably weren't expecting their Bidoof to get knocked out that easily, and now they have no attack right here lined up for us. So they're kind of like it's a control burn style deck. You want to try and leave annoying Pokemon in the active or hit them with annoying things like, the itchy pollen attack from the Bidoof. But you often in times want to leave annoying Pokemon like Mimikyu, Spiritomb, Klefki, The list goes on to try and slow down your opponent. But the fact that we are a deck that does take some additional prize cards with the help of Iron Hands, it really does, I want to say, give us a more favorable matchup compared to other decks that would typically play into this kind of deck. Jamming Tower, oh, that's spicy. So now our Seal Stone and our Escape Board are turned off. And as you can see, the damage is going to start stacking up here. It's going to quickly snowball. You guys are going to notice it. But at least we do have an energy in hand that we can attach for turn. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And is Frostlass weak to steel or metal? Because that's an ice Pokemon? Yeah, it is. So, or because, yeah, that's what I mean. So we're not going to be able to knock out the Frostlass, but we can still knock out the Bidoof. And that's what I really want to do. So let's knock out the Bidoof here. And we're going to promote the Regieleki this time because I don't want to have the stress about my board not working at all. Because again, Regieleki, the fact that it has free retreat is so good. Like, it can literally tank a massive hit from a Pokemon, like a Charizard or whatever, and the list goes on, and you collapse it. Like, you can do the switch out attack into the Regieleki and then collapse your Lucky off the board. I love Lucky VMAX. We love Regieleki. We've always been big fans of Regieleki on the channel. This is an issue, though. This could be an issue. Never mind, I lied. We have Prime Catcher in our deck, so the play I have concocted in my head right now is we're going to Prime Catcher a Frostlass, bring in the Regieleki VMAX Generator. Not Generator anymore. Maybe Generator? No. And then we start amping away. But the longer this game goes, the stronger their deck is. I'm sure they play 4 Bidoos, because we've already knocked out 2, and that's the 3rd Bidoof to hit the board. They're probably going to get another Snorunt and their 4th Bidoof. Yep. Predicted. One fun card that I want to mention while their turn is taking place that I am experimenting with and testing out is Zapdos EX, especially paired with Bidoof, because you're doing that 10 damage for free. Zapdos EX does 120 damage to the active Pokemon and then 90 damage to one of your benched opponent's Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. So you can set up a big like 2-hit kind of knockout with the Bidoof swinging first and then the Zapdos attacking after. All right, so here, luckily, we were able to get this Collapsed Stadium. So Collapse means we can get rid of this Miraidon, which has an ability. And now we can actually grab ourselves our... Ooh, okay, we are going to go Star Alchemy, Prime Catcher here. Oh, did we use our Prime Catcher or is it prized? Okay, we prized our Prime Catcher, so yikes. Did I play Supporter this turn? I don't believe we did. Yeah, we haven't played a Supporter yet. So we have Seal Stone we're using right now. What is the grab? Unfortunately, just cannot attack with Iron Hands just yet. Am I grabbing a single energy? No. We're gonna grab we'll grab Iono here. It just feels bad playing Iono and then you're giving them, you know, a massive hand. I'm baiting myself. Oh my goodness. I did not see this play. Go Lost Vacuum, Squawk. Oh, I could have got a DTE and we could have had knockout. It's okay. It's still possible. So we have free retreat now. Did we attach? No. Okay. If we Iono into a DTE, we have a knockout. Come on. No, we couldn't get there. On the bright side, we still have this, but yeah, I threw it. I had a really strong, I had a strong play there we could have made. It's okay. I don't think we're gonna lose based off that misplay, just because I know we're gonna start amping next turn. Yeah, having the Latias is huge. But how did I not see that play? This is the 11:24 p.m. at night gameplay showing. This is the, this is the cope. I'm coping as much as I can here, y'all. All right, we got the Bidoof. We got the Elegant Heal, which makes a lot of sense because they don't want to knock themselves out. Are they just... Oh my god. Oh, here comes this. Oh, if they go... Oh, okay. I'm like, if they hit heads and then do a counter catcher, we're in a bad spot. And they gift energy to Bidoof. Oh, so they can easily get... Okay, this is a very cool deck. Oh, Crushing Hammer. Are they out of counter catchers? Unless they have the counter catcher in hand. They just want to play the hammer first. Ooh, heads. That's not good. They're going to hit our DTE, probably. Yep. There goes the DTE. All right, it's not the end of the world. It's definitely not the end of the world. We're still in this. We're still in a great position here. There's the itchy pollen. All right, so we still have the knockout on this, but we're unfortunately not going to amp. So our turn is going to be pretty straightforward going into this next one. I'm just worried that we're going to get hit for the triple, like a 3 Pokemon knockout. I do not want to see that. All right, so let's go Arven here. Arven gives us Jenny Charm. I think Charm is humongous because we're going to be able to put it on this Raikou. We'll go Treat into Reggie. Attach to hands. Switching Bolt. Very nice. I like it. And it's honestly... I'm starting to think it's worth putting the Raikou actually up instead of the Regieleki, because we have the free retreat anyways from our Latias EX. But this way, our fleet-footed ability from Raikou V is also going to be able to get used as well. So I'm surprised I didn't catch that earlier. Small misplay, but we could have basically been denying ourselves a couple additional draws per turn with fleet-footed by not doing this switching bolt attack earlier. All right, here comes the next, and it's a Tails. See, luckily for us, we just have a good attack that can knock out the Bidoof, so they have to consistently rotate through the different Bidoos. And this is the 4th Bidoof. Yeah, this is the last Bidoof. And another way, I didn't see it show it to you guys earlier, but another way they can throw more damage at us is with this Monkey Dory as well. To just throw and yeet damage counters at us to accelerate the burn. Man, I miss playing Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit. I think about playing Yu-Gi-Oh every now and then, and I'm like, no, it's a bad idea. It's definitely a bad idea. I think the pricing for like winning a regional is like a Nintendo Switch, which is that's laughable. All right, Fezandipiti lives one more turn, but it's getting really close now. It's getting really close. All right, so we can at least go Arven here, get us another random item. We'll go grab our generator that can't be played. We'll attach our beautiful energy to the hands. And now we are cooking, man. Now we're cooking. So we can go Regieleki swing into the Bidoof. And then, oh, our Fez is going to get knocked out this turn. Not good, not good, not good. Yeah, our Fez is about to get knocked out. We'll promote the Fez. We'll get the prize card. And then we're going to promote the Iron Hands. Boom. Boom. There we go again. All right. Ooh, honestly, I think it's worth promoting the Regieleki. Because in case they hit hammers, if they hit us with some stuff like hammers or counter catchers, and we have our Iron Hands in the active, we're gonna not be able to generator onto it. So just in case, are they out of hammers? They have 1 hammer left. So just in case, we're gonna have our Regieleki V, because there's no way they're KOing the Latias EX. We have free retreat. We're gonna have free retreat regardless. And we do have the retreat cost of 1 to pay. So here's the hammer. So there we go. We made the correct choice by not promoting the Iron Hands. Now, it won't even matter if we just draw our other DTE that we have in our deck. But the fact that we now have 2 live electric generators is really big. They're going to Monkey Dory some damage over to our Pokemon now. Throwing it on to our Latias EX. And this game, surprisingly, kind of came down to the wire now that you think about it, because we could have been in a really bad spot if they took a massive board wipe. Like, there's a world where they put all of our damage up and then like Devo this Regieleki, and then we're cooked at the in-between turn as well. But yeah, we should have it. 3 electric generators is just uncalled for. Let's just play all of them. Yep. We'll go 1, 2. We're gonna spam them all. Let them know we have these generators. Yeah. And we have game. All right. Very good. Very good. And yeah, I think we're gonna play one more. We're gonna play one more game, y'all. See if we can go undefeated 4 in a row at Arceus rank. Let's get it. And if we do, I get to brag that 100% win rate with this Regieleki deck that I literally put together right before this video. I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to my Luxray EX deck, but the way that the Bidoof format has gone really hurts the Luxray EX deck a lot. So I might have to reconsider how I'm building it. I might have to build it with the Grand Tree Chorus's Tenacity experimental build. That's what I've been doing with the Meowscarada list at the moment. So we'll see what I do with Luxray EX, but my Meowscarada is looking pretty good. I think we're going to do Meowscarada Mondays. I think we're going to do it on Mondays, so I don't want to get your guys' hopes up because I've been freaking teasing you so long for this Meowscarada list, and I've always wanted to put a Meowscarada full form video out on the channel, and I just haven't yet. Can we get the Nest Ball card? No. Ooh, yikes. Alright, at least we can go DTE and Bravery Charm and there. Honestly, playing the Charm may be bad, but I don't want to risk getting one KO'd here by like a, you know, whatever it could be. Raging Bolt or some shenanigans, leaving one Pokemon in the active. At least I'll feel a little safer knowing I have 250 health. But we have 2 generators. Dude, our hand could have been insane if we just got one ball card. One ball card to get a Miraidon out, and we have a cracked out hand. Potentially Amp You Very Much ready on this next turn with Prime Catcher. Alright, so we're going to play a little from behind here. Luckily for us, they are using a Sealstone turn 1 and have Lumineon on the board. So we're going to have to really take advantage of that. There's a good chance they grab that Buddy Buddy Poppin specifically from that Sealstone. I wouldn't be surprised. And they're going to try and start to item lock us. It appears they're going to go retreat into Bidoof. And we're just going to knock out the Bidoof. And then I guess it's worth playing the Iono. I guess it is, right? I mean, yeah, I kind of have to get established here. So 2 generators and a Prime Catcher down to the bottom of the deck. Hopefully this Iono does not help them out too much. We got the Raikou, we got the Mimikyu. All right, so we'll get the Raikou on the board. And let's go ahead, and I have to think about this because we can go Knockout Lightning Wall and then have 100 damage less no matter what, because the way I was thinking about it was, oh, we can knock it out with Switching Bolts, but I forgot we have the DTE, which makes us do 10 damage now for the Lightning Bolt attack. All right, there's our Nest Ball. Finally got a Nest Ball. So that means we can grab our Miraidon on this next turn. We do have Arven, which means there is a world where we go Nest Ball from UEX, Prime Catcher, and then smoke whatever Dracloak is charged up on the bench. That's an option we do here as well. Actually, ooh, it's looking rough because we're only swinging for 80 because of our DTE, so we would have to evolve as well. But we could go for the... we only do 160 to the Lumineon. Decisions. Let's see what they do here before we try and overcook. We do have Arven, though, which is a fantastic supporter. We're going to be able to really decide. We have more control over our next turn. I am a little bit tempted to go cut one of the Arvens for a Professor's Research. Because, you know, there's just sometimes where you just want to see a whole bunch of cards. So I think I might do it. It just feels a little risky at times because we do have, you know, all the Regieleki VMAXs and all those big pieces. But Arven is definitely swappable with Research. Also, Iono is swappable with Research as well. It's looking good, though. It's looking like we're going to be able to go like Prime Catcher this Dracloak down, Sealstone for... Oh, we just win. All right, I'll take it. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this video today. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you guys want to see more gameplay, feel free to click on screen right here or here to see some more Miraidon gameplay. Feels good to be back, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.